Story 1. AITA for walking out of my own birthday dinner. So, this happened a few weeks ago, and I still don't know if I overreacted. I just turned 30. For context, I'm not big on parties, but I do like small, intimate dinners with people I actually care about. So, for my birthday, I told my boyfriend, I don't want anything big, just a chill dinner with my close friends and family. No surprises, please. He said, got it, no surprises, I promise. Cool, I trusted him. Fast forward to my birthday. He tells me, get dressed nicely, I'm taking you somewhere special, but it's just us at first. Then we'll meet everyone else for dinner. We arrive at this restaurant I've always wanted to try. I'm excited. When we walk in, the waiter leads us to a private room. I'm thinking, oh, maybe my family's already here. We open the door and it's full of his coworkers. Not my friends. Not my family. Not even people I really know. Just his coworkers. They all yell happy birthday, and some of them are holding their phones up, recording. I literally freeze at the door. I fake a smile, but inside I'm like, who are half of these people? I lean over to my boyfriend and whisper, where's my mom? Where's my sister? Where are my friends? He whispers back, babe, relax. They couldn't make it, but don't worry, my coworkers are basically like family. Now, I need you to understand something. His coworkers barely know my name. Some of them literally call me the wrong name. One of them has previously made jokes about my job being easy and not a real career. That guy was there, of course. I sit down, trying to be polite. I keep checking my phone, no messages from my mom, no missed calls from my best friend. So I text them in the bathroom like, hey, are you still coming? My mom replies first. I thought the dinner was canceled. Your boyfriend said you decided to just do something with his group this year. My heart drops. Then my best friend messages me. He told us you didn't want a big thing and that you just wanted something simple with him and his colleagues. I thought that was weird, but okay. I'm standing there in the bathroom, in full makeup and heels, realizing that this man basically uninvited my own family and closest friends from my birthday dinner, to replace them with his coworkers. I come back to the table and I'm much quieter now. One of his coworkers is giving a speech, a long, slightly drunk speech, about how my boyfriend is the heart of the team and how I'm so lucky to have him. Meanwhile, I'm sitting there thinking, you have no idea what's happening. Then they bring out the cake. It's cute, it's got my name, but my name is misspelled. And not in a funny way, just lazily wrong. And they start chanting for me to make a speech. I don't like being the center of attention in front of strangers, especially when I'm already uncomfortable. So I say something like, thank you, everyone, for being here. I appreciate the effort. I was actually expecting a different kind of night, but yeah, thank you. I guess it came out colder than I meant, because afterward, my boyfriend leans in and hisses, you're being really ungrateful right now. I whisper back, you told my family not to come. You told my friends not to come. How is that okay? He rolls his eyes and says, they always get you. I wanted just 1 year where my people could celebrate you too. Stop being dramatic. At this point, I feel my face burning. I feel humiliated, angry, and completely misunderstood. So I stand up, say, I'm going to the bathroom, grab my bag, and I walk out of the restaurant. I didn't slam anything. I didn't scream. I just left. I ordered a ride, went to my mom's house, and ended up eating leftover spaghetti in my pajamas with her on the couch. Honestly, it was the best part of my birthday. Later that night, my boyfriend blows up my phone with texts. I cannot believe you walked out. You embarrassed me in front of my boss. They paid for that dinner, you know. You made me look bad. The next day, he comes over, still angry. He says I made everything about myself, that I couldn't handle his world mixing with mine, and that I owed him and his coworkers an apology. I told him, it was my birthday. You lied about inviting my family. You replaced them with people I barely know. You made it about you. He says, so what? I should apologize for trying. Now some of our mutual friends are split. A few say he was wrong and controlling. Others say, at least he did something, you did walk out and that was a bit dramatic. So, AITA for walking out of my own birthday dinner and making my boyfriend look bad in front of his coworkers. Thread story 2. AITA for refusing to babysit my sister's kids after what she did at my job. I-27F, work as a receptionist in a small clinic. It's not glamorous, but I like it. The environment is quiet, my coworkers are decent, and my boss is strict but fair. Now my older sister, 32F, has 3 kids under the age of 8. I love my nieces and nephew, but my sister has a bad habit of assuming that everyone should help her just because she's so busy and tired. She's a single mom, and while that is genuinely hard, she uses it as an excuse for everything. For months, she's been asking me to babysit just for an hour or just tonight, and it always somehow becomes for 6 hours, plus me feeding the kids, helping with homework, and putting them to bed. I don't mind helping here and there, but it was getting constant. One day, she calls me during my lunch break and says, "Can you please watch the kids after you get off work? I have a date." I already had plans with friends, so I tell her, "I can't tonight. I already promised someone. Try asking Mom or one of your friends." She hangs up on me. I assume she's mad, but I move on with my day. Around 3 p.m., the clinic is pretty calm. I'm at the front desk checking appointments when I see my sister's face pressed against the glass door. She's waving like a maniac, kids bouncing around behind her. I instantly get a bad feeling. I step outside for a moment and say, "What are you doing here?" She grins and goes, "Emergency. I need to drop them off for just an hour. I'll come back. You guys have a waiting area, right?" I stare at her. This is my job, not a daycare. You can't just leave them here. My sister launches into this loud, dramatic speech in front of the clinic entrance about how family should help each other, and how you're just sitting at a desk. How hard can it be? Meanwhile, my boss has come out of his office because he can hear her from down the hallway. He asks, "Is everything okay out here?" Before I can answer, my sister jumps in. "Yeah, we're fine. She's just overreacting. She can watch them for a little while. They'll just sit quietly in the corner." The kids are already climbing on the chairs, by the way. My boss very firmly says, "Ma'am, this is a medical facility, not a babysitting service. We can't have unsupervised children here." My sister scoffs at him and goes, "Well, she works here, doesn't she? So they would be supervised, unless she's just that useless at her job." I feel my cheeks burning. My boss turns to me and asks, "Do you need to take some personal time to manage this?" I'm mortified. I shake my head and say, "No, I told her she can't leave the kids here." My sister glares at me like I've betrayed her. At this point, there are patients watching, my coworkers watching, and my sister getting louder. My boss finally says, "If you leave the children here, we will have to contact security. This is not appropriate." My sister mutters something about heartless people and finally drags the kids away, loudly saying things like, "See, kids, Auntie doesn't want to help us. Remember that." I go back to my desk, embarrassed. After my shift, I check my phone and surprise, there's a novel from my sister. "You made me look crazy in front of your boss. I miss my date because of you. You know how hard my life is, and you can't even help a little." I reply, "I have helped, a lot, but you cannot just show up at my job and try to dump your kids on me. That's not okay." She doesn't respond. For the next 2 weeks, she gives me the cold shoulder. No texts, no calls. Then, out of nowhere, she messages me. "I need you to watch the kids this Saturday, 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. No, please. No apology, just an order. I reply, "No, not anymore. After what happened at my work, I'm not comfortable babysitting for you unless we talk, and you acknowledge that what you did was wrong." She explodes. She sends voice notes crying, saying I'm punishing the kids, that I'm acting superior just because I have a job and no children. My mom calls me later and says, "You know your sister is struggling. Can't you just let this go? You are good with the kids." I tell my mom that I love the kids, but I'm done being disrespected and used. My mom half understands, but also thinks I'm being harsh. Now, my sister's telling everyone that I abandoned her in her time of need and that I chose a job over family. Some relatives are on her side, some are on mine. So now I'm wondering, AITA for refusing to babysit my sister's kids after she tried to dump them at my workplace and embarrassed me in front of my boss. Story 3. AITA for telling my friend she can't bring her service dog to my wedding. I, 29F, am getting married in a few months. My fiancé and I are doing a smallish wedding, about 60 people, in a rented garden venue with a covered hall. It's not fancy, but it's really pretty, and it has a strict set of rules. One of those rules is no pets. However, they specified they do make legal accommodations for legitimate service animals. Now I have a friend, let's call her Jenna, 28F. We've been friends since college. Jenna recently got a dog about a year ago and she's obsessed with him. Like full-on Instagram account, matching outfits, the whole thing. Jenna has anxiety, which is real, but she's never mentioned needing a service animal before. She has talked about going to therapy on and off, but that's about it. When she got the dog, she started calling him her emotional support baby, which is fine. Lots of people love their pets. But then she started referring to him as a service dog whenever someone said pets weren't allowed somewhere. The dog is not trained. He jumps on people, barks at random noises, sniffs food on tables, and Jenna thinks it cute and part of his personality. Personally, I don't mind it at casual hangouts, but at a formal event, that's different. So I sent out my wedding invitations and added a small note. Due to venue rules, no pets are allowed. Please let us know in advance if you have a trained service animal so we can coordinate with the venue. A week later, Jenna messages me. So obviously I'm bringing Milo, right? He's my service dog. I stare at the message for a bit. I text back. Hey babe, the venue only allows trained service animals. Is Milo officially trained and registered? I know he's your ESA, but that's different from a service dog. She replies instantly. He helps my anxiety. That's a service dog. I explain gently that legally, emotional support animals and service dogs are not the same. I also mention that he's still pretty reactive and the environment might be stressful for him. She blows up. Wow, so I'm not welcome at your wedding unless I show up alone and have a panic attack. I tell her I'm not saying she can't come. I'm saying her untrained dog can't come. I even suggest some options. She can bring a trusted friend as her +1 for support. I can seat her near an exit so she can step out if she feels overwhelmed. I'll make sure she's not surrounded by strangers. She says I'm choosing aesthetics over her mental health. Then she threatens. If Milo isn't coming, I'm not coming either. Enjoy your perfect wedding without your friend who's always been there for you. I tell her I'd be really sad if she missed it, but I can't risk the venue kicking us out or fining us because of a barking, untrained dog. Also, one of my relatives is severely allergic to dogs and has to carry an EpiPen. She says, "That's not my problem. Your cousin can sit outside or something." That was a big red flag for me. I repeat one last time, Milo can't come. She hangs up. For several days, she refuses to talk to me. Then I get a long message from her saying I'm ableist, unsupportive, and controlling. She even posts a vague Facebook rant. Some people only want you around when you're convenient. Imagine telling your mentally ill friend that her coping mechanism is aesthetic enough for your big day. Yikes. A few mutual friends reach out to ask what happened, and when I explain, they are mostly on my side, saying, "The venue rule is the venue rule. The dog really isn't trained. We've all seen him jump on food tables and bark nonstop." But another friend says, "You could just let it go and let her bring the dog. It's only one day." And now I'm doubting myself. I don't want Jenna to feel unsupported, but I also don't want a chaotic dog running around the ceremony, possibly triggering allergies or getting us in trouble with the venue. So, AITA for telling my friend she can't bring her so-called service dog to my wedding and basically calling her out on it.